We get into a Healthy Friday conversation, and we're going to be looking at a number of things. Your spine. And maybe we'll be told that if your spine is not in good stead, the rest of you will not be. Okay, well, let's talk about that a little bit. And our guest for the hour is already here and seated. And we're talking about orthopedic health with Dr. Gerald Wasena, and he's an orthopedic surgeon and joins us in the hot seat this morning. Good morning, Dr.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Karibu sana. And thank you for being here. We have many questions. And of course, this discussion around health. But before we do that, we're going to welcome you to the Situation Room, get you to loosen up a little bit. Dennis takes us to a different African country every week and comes back with their proverbs. And then we get you to interpret one for us.
Yes. Today we are in Malawi, beautiful country. We think of Lake Malawi, and it occupies over 20% of the total landmass of the country. And why is it important for the country? Because it's not only a tourist attraction, but if you want to have some of the most amazing sunsets, that's a thing for you, right? You can only get them in the continent there in Lake Malawi. Also different species of fish in that lake because they've well taken care of it. It's a lake with white sandy beaches and one that stands out. Let's go to the proverb. An umbrella cannot stop the rain, but it makes us stand the rain. How would you interpret it?
An umbrella cannot stop the rain.
Yes, but it makes us stop the rain. Stand the rain, rather.
Wow. Not sure.
Don't overthink it.
Probably.
And you're never wrong.
In Africa, there was an umbrella. Okay. Really, I'm not so sure.
They used twigs.
They use branches and
Branches
trees,
and twigs, yeah.
big leaves.
So pretty much it's talking about a vision. You might have a vision, but that would not bring you success. You must go through what it takes. That is, you're meant to go through for you to be successful at the end of the day. So you might want to protect it, but if you're meant to go through the difficult part for you to make it, you'll go through it, pretty much. Yeah.
All right, so let's go into discussion around the spine this morning, and really tell us what it is that we're talking about. There are quite a number of spinal issues, injuries, treatments, and all of this. But talk to us about then what this part of the body does and what it's there to do in the first place.
Okay. The issue of spine is pretty broad, and spine is made up of bones, set of bones that are stuck on top of each other, and the spine is what supports your whole body from your head to your hip. That is made up of spine, and between each bone, the stack of bones, there's a jelly-like. Something jelly-like in between the bones. So that makes the spine to be more flexible. That's why you will find that you can be able to make rotations. You can be able to make 360, 180 degrees rotation. You can still make what we call flexion and extension, that you can put your body to go up and down. You can still rotate on this side. You can lean. So there are bones that are stuck on top of each other. So the mechanism is really interesting, and then you remember that on the spine there is a bone, and just behind it and protected in a shell is something called the spinal cord, and the spinal cord is like the electric cable. I remember when yesterday we had a cut in our electricity. So you can remember now. I need to bring that analogy because we talk along. You'll find somebody, for example, has a cord that is cut, and the person is paralyzed. So there's a cord that moves all the way from the head all the way to the tail end, and then in between each bone of the spine, there is a gap. So that gap allows a nerve to exit. So it's like an electric cord that goes down, but it is allowing the every channel to exit, and this every electric cable is giving specific direction to different areas. Like so now, just the brief. Now the spine is also now made of that the bone, that cartilage that makes it flexible, and then there are muscles that protect this essential organ in our body. So there are muscles that are protecting this organ. So spine conditions vary from simple problems, like all of us. Almost 95% of the population will have spine problem at some point in their lives. Especially
that's not comforting, but
personally, I do a lot of operations, and I stand a lot, and there was a time I used to bend a lot as well. I think I was operating on a table that was not so comfortable, and I started experiencing back pain. So I've been living with spine problem for the last 5 years or so.
The irony is not lost on us that you're an
Yes,
orthopedic
yeah.
surgeon and that you have spinal issues.
True.
Yeah,
but Doc, you look at
So
the
I'm talking
Yes.
basically from experience.
From experience.
Yes.
the human body is bound for movement, and a lot is changing. If you look at, some would want to call it evolution theory, but I would say as we evolve as humans, not from the primates, but as humans, how we used to engage our bodies 50 years ago, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and today is different. A case in point is yourself. Like you're saying, in your line of work, there are tools you've been using that have resulted to a change in formation of the spine, which could be now a condition, clinical or otherwise. The same applies to many other tools of, that are meant to make work easier. People nowadays don't walk as much. Somebody will just catch a boda and go. Unlike time when people used to just dig the ground, which would be like some of physical workout and also maybe also resort to injuries. Nowadays, people will plow the land using a tractor. So somebody will be seated for 8-10 hours on an engine, that is vibrating. And many other tools are known to cause misformation or deformation. So with the changing lifestyle, today we spend hours sitting down, maybe on a laptop, scrolling, like Dennis is, and many other activities that are for income generating purpose. So we cannot forfeit them and say, I'm not going to do this. You have to work to earn your keep. What conditions, or what would you say that this change in lifestyle is doing to our bodies now in respect to more so the spine or formation or human movement, human body movement? What would you say is the impact?
The impact is pretty great. I do tell people that sitting is the new smoking. I mean, smoking for a long time was has been categorized as a danger to individuals, and so sitting is actually what is currently one of the biggest contributor to our health problems. So of course we have to sit. We have to sit. And because that's part of what we're doing. So just answering your question, that our current lifestyle affects our health greatly, especially spine. I'll tell you about sitting. When you sit for long hours, there's a way it changes your posture. First, if you're using computer, you'll have to tilt your head forward when you're looking at the screen. At least I can see here the screens are a bit high. So at least I think somebody is trying to...
It's spinal friendly.
So when you sit like that for long, it hurts your back, especially on your neck. And you have seen many patients who are from the office coming with tingling sensation on their hand, like they're starting to feel some pain coming to their hand. So when they tell me that there's some pain on their hand, and then I examine their neck and I tell them the problem is from their neck, it's like, why? The problem is in I feel my hand is where there's a problem. So you remember when I told you that there's a nerve that comes from the back going, so there's a nerve that is coming from the neck and is the one that makes us to have this movement. So you find that I've seen quite a number of patients who are IT, especially IT experts who are coding like the whole day. When they come many months down the line, they have some problem with their hands and their neck pain. And just generally, when we are sitting, we need to have that. There's a curve on our back, on the lower back, called there's a C curve on the back. Yeah. So that's why this seat, you'll see that it is pushing forward, because that is trying to mimic the natural way the curve is supposed to be. But what do? We never sit like this. We never sit straight. We'll sit, and then when you go to the house, you'll slump watching your TV. And again, one of the things I realized after the COVID, or during that COVID where people were working from home, I realized people developed a lot of back pain because they were actually in bed, either sleeping or doing something in the bed. And that basically affected. So basically, our lifestyle is currently affecting us. WHO recommends that we need to do 150 minutes of some aerobic, and that is basically walking.
In 150 minutes in a day?
No, in a week.
In a week.
So that's like 30 minutes per day for 5 days. So that's a WHO recommendation. And it does not only help our back, but it helps our entire body. It's from everything, from making your heart to be active, and then it affects your back as well. Now, I was telling you about myself. I developed backache for the last probably 5 years, and I had to change a lot of. I still get it. I still have the backache, but because I'm still working, I can't stop. I still have to drive. But what I've done is to develop. I go for what has helped me. I don't take any medication. I don't take any medication at all. I don't take
painkillers.
No, I don't take painkillers. What has helped me is I've had to adapt a lifestyle that goes hand in hand with my condition of the spine, of the back, lower back. So number one, I've had to change. For example, I'm a surgeon, so I operate a lot. So my bed, I had to raise it so that I don't lean most of the time. Unfortunately, if I have a colleague who is a bit short, has to use something to to elevate him. We have something called steppers in theater. So then almost every day I must do some exercises to strengthen my muscles. So whenever somebody comes with back issues, I usually, and especially the pain that's from work or from non-injury, what I usually focus on is conservative management. So that is, I need you to strengthen to try and look at, so we'll review you and say what gives you comfort, what increases your pain. For example, people who are older have something called spinal stenosis. People who are older, people maybe in their late 50s, so their spine has become eroded and it has stenosis, so it's blocking the nerve. So you realize this person, when he walks for a few minutes, he'll feel pain, and then there is a sharp pain that goes to the leg, all the way to the, it'll tell you that I'm feeling something funny on my legs. So it is a nerve that is being pressed on the back. It's called sciatic nerve, or sciatic, you call it sciatic nerve. So for those people, I tell them, look at what makes you comfortable. This person will walk for around like 5 meters and still start feeling pain, tingling sensation. So I tell those people to lean forward. When they lean forward, they get relief from the pain. Okay. So the exercises that they need to do are exercises that relieve their pain.
What exercises relieve pain?
Yeah. So that's where I'm coming to. It depends with the kind of problem that you're having. For the young people like us, the problem most likely is a disc. Okay. There's something called a disc prolapse. So disc is prolapsed and is pushing on the nerve. So that one, most of the time you do something called extension exercise. You try and pull your back to go this way so that it tries to relieve that pressure. For the older people, you cannot do that. You have to try and go forward. So there's no blanket exercise that this is what people should do. It should be as per your condition.
Okay.
But now, that is the fundamental management for most of these spine problems, exercises. But it should be, can we say customized?
Customized.
So what are the major issues that people are coming into concerning the back or concerning the spine? What are some of the main problems, and are there similar issues that people come in for? Like during a season, for example, if it's the flu, people are coming in with a cough, a cold, headache, that kind of thing. But for the spine, are there some injuries that are more regular that people are coming in with? Or what do you see that the country at the moment is facing?
So the big problem, so there are two categories. There are office workers. Office workers are coming a lot with spine problem and disc that is prolapsed. So you find that they have a problem on the back and they have problem pain on their legs. So those are young people. Then in the office, but there are also some people who are working in these heavy industries, like the ones who are lifting weight. They're lifting mizigo from one point to another. I see them a lot. And because there is a way you need to lift the weight.
Yeah.
If you go to the gym, you'll be told that you need to lift weight in a certain way so that you protect your. Then you need to put weight on your legs, not on your back. So there are those two categories. That's the biggest number that we have. I have not seen this a lot in people who are farmers, and because I thought because of farming there will be, but I've not seen. I've seen the people who come from the village or people who've been farming mainly come when they are older. They're much older, so them because of something called arthritis. Arthritis, they've developed that. But for the young people who are just active, they don't seem to suffer much of back pain. So older people who are in their 60s and above, most, like everybody else, will develop arthritis. And the back is a part of what will get arthritis.
Is that, when you say like everybody else, is it a given that as you age, arthritis is a condition one must develop? Or are there exemptions? Is it a must? Is it the natural course of the bone, the bone life, that at some point something happens and arthritis must develop?
I will not use the word must, but to some significant extent, there'll be some arthritis. Arthritis is basically wear and tear.
Yeah.
Wear and tear. So all our joints at some point will be worn out. Of course, other people, it will be worn out more. Yeah. Like when you look at the general arthritis, depending on what you do and repetitive job you do with that joint, you get arthritis for that area. For example, boxers, they develop arthritis of the shoulder and the elbows. And the elbow. When you look at the footballers, they develop arthritis of the knee. What we do is something called knee replacement. And if you remember story of this golfer, what is his name?
Tiger Woods.
Tiger Woods, I think, has had knee replacement on both knees, or it's one knee. And it's because, that twisting injures it puts aggressive wear and tear on the knee. Footballers also develop early arthritis of the knee, because a number of them will develop something called meniscus tear or ACL tear, and then that causes injury on the. So as I said, most of us, a big population, will develop arthritis. But it depends with what you've been doing, or activity you've been doing, or what is the nature of work you've been doing.
So it's a question of overuse.
Yes.
Okay, that would lead now to the wear and tear and sometimes potential injuries.
Yes.
Right. Doc, as you look at the essence of having a healthy spine, I think goes without saying, because it is one of the things we are expected to protect, whether now you're in sports or otherwise. Even you've heard of many fatalities. Somebody fell on their back and they injured their spine. There seems to be a lot of internal damages that happen until a point whereby it is so painful one now has to seek medical attention. But in helping to maintain, I know we speak about walking, we speak about being safe and minimizing trauma. But in trying to manage a more healthier spine, a more healthier, just generally body movement and body organs, what are the other things? Because again, we spoke about the change in lifestyle, but there's also the change in the food systems and the foods that we eat. I'm saying this because I've seen a lot of articles coming up and speaking to our bone density is changing, our bone structure is equally changing, which could also now interfere with the functionality. But could you speak to now the change of food systems and development of bone structure, density, and functionality?
Okay. So I was coming to that. Thanks for bringing it up. So, again, as I said, as we age, there are changes in our bodies.
Yeah.
And so, going back to the back problem. So, as you've said, rightfully pointed out, there is the back issues that are due to what we call mechanical. Then there are also things like, should also mention things like, of course, trauma. When you get injured on the bone, you can get, and then I'll come back to that about spinal injury. But now focusing on our lifestyle and food. So the female gender, unfortunately, are at disadvantage.
Do?
And
I want to hear why first. Oh, we know how we are agreeing.
So there's something called osteoporosis. So that is the bone gets weak with time. For the female gender, after menopause, there's this the hormones that helps to absorb the calcium, and you realize that now after menopause, now those hormones are no longer as active or working well. So you find that the absorption of cartilage, the absorption of calcium has reduced. The other issue that during pregnancy, the child is also having bone to develop. So they will absorb the same calcium from the same lady.
Yeah.
So we advise ladies who are pregnant to take calcium supplement, to have or to take food rich in calcium. One of the food rich in calcium, which they don't like, is omena.
Hey, God.
Please repeat.
Actually,
It's like you've been here for a while.
it's like I tell people omena is a superfood.
It's super no.
Superfood.
Look, omena contain almost everything.
Yeah.
From protein, calcium,
Right.
which is what we really need, and some micronutrients, because you see there are bonds inside omena
Yes.
Yes.
that you will take.
Yes.
There is calcium in it. Anyway, so in Kenya and in our population, I think that's one of the superfoods that we have, because that's protein. But of course, that's not the only one.
Yeah.
But of course, there's milk that will give you good calcium content, and of course, the calcium supplements. And so for ladies who are pregnant, during that pregnancy period, I advise for calcium supplementation. Then after menopause, they also need to think of calcium supplementation. And something that I was surprised when I was reading at some of the papers that I didn't know, and that we actually, despite living in the tropic, vitamin D deficiency is becoming a big issue.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually, there is in tropical, in African, okay, the study was done in African American, they have vitamin D deficiency. Apparently, I thought because we are living in the tropics, we are exposed to sun. Our melanin, which is protecting us from sun, actually prevents us from
Getting the sun.
And then with our like, there's a study I was checking on the people of the ladies from the Muslim countries. Most of them are vitamin D deficient because they have covered
The covering. Okay.
all over. So back to the food we eat. So I will before, for men, we are at a better position. The reason why we develop osteoporosis is because of inactivity. Inactivity is what makes men to develop osteoporosis. But for ladies, they actually need to work hard to prevent themselves getting osteoporosis because of the problem, especially after menopause. The hormones that are helping them to absorb is reduced. Therefore, I usually advise that you have a check on your calcium level, and if possible, you get supplementation. Yes.
Okay. There's a big business. It's booming. People were selling orthopedic mattresses, orthopedic couches, lumbar support chairs in the office, pillows, and all kinds of things. Shoes. I've heard a doctor say, well, those are things that will actually train your body to be in a state of support all the time, and that your body was created to move, and that you should be able to do exercise that will deal with your pain and such. But then this big business is telling us that, well, you can be a little bit more comfortable when you sit, when you sleep, when you walk. Should we be indulging in those?
From my experience, I think there are things that I can still advocate for. The only thing that I've never advocated for is something called lumbar corset. This thing that people put on when they have back pain, they put a corset, or they wear a corset. That's the only thing I don't advocate for.
Why?
The reason why is that it weakens your muscles. And so I agree with the doctor who said that you need to move your back, because if you put a corset, it basically strains your back. But see, your back needs to be in complete motion, in full motion, because that's what protects. As I told you, the muscles are the one partly what protects the back. And for example, when you look in the office, if you are sitting for long hours, and you put a lumbar support to create that curve, it basically pushes your back to the right posture, and it prevents you from slouching forward. And so to me, that's a plus for me. I will still advocate for that. Orthopedic mattress is here and there. So is orthopedic mattress okay? Well, what is the non-orthopedic mattress? So the any mattress that is completely does not allow you to, like if you have a mattress that is so soft that when you sleep you'll curve in a bad way, by the time you wake up it will not be good for you. So you just need a mattress that is comfortable enough, firm enough to maintain your natural body position. Then they say the best way of sleeping is to sleep on the lat, on when you're facing either right or left, a small pillow, and sometimes they even say that you can put a pillow in between your legs. But from my small experience, I've realized not everybody does that. There's a time I told a patient, no, go sleep this way. Then she came with a lot of pain because she prefers sleeping facing down. So I think, I don't think there's a hard scientific evidence that do this. You sleep the way that makes you comfortable. Of course, there are truths that you cannot, things that will make you curve, like beds that will make you curve. Those are not the right ones. So I just prefer a bed that is what I advocate for. Bed that is comfortable, is not too soft, but is also not too hard. Yes.
So one would complain about having back issues, especially lower back. And usually the next course of action one would say is, perhaps I need to go for a spa date. I need to go see a masseuse. Or I need to call my daughter, my son, to jump on my back so that everything aligns, And with that, over time, it's been shown that in one way or the other, one tends to worsen the situation. So then what would be the advice to anyone who's complaining of back pain that doesn't seem to be going away on the next course of action, instead of taking matters in my own hands?
Of course, it's to come and see one of us, an orthopedic surgeon or a doctor. When, and again, let me not make it just we condemn that our lifestyle is what is making us to have problems. There are also other conditions that tend to make us have back issues. Like I told you, pregnancy. Pregnancy is one of those times that you'll get a backache. There are other conditions like there's even a cancer or for the back. There is even TB for the back. Tuberculosis. It's pretty common. TB for the back. So there are. If you've had back pain for more than 6 weeks, it is good to see a doctor so that we rule out any what you call red flags, things that can be life-threatening. So once we rule that out, then the rest we now say how are we going to do about it. Now, there are things that sometimes, unfortunately, our disc or our condition becomes so bad that you need to go to surgery. I'll give an example of now. After this, I have 2 spine surgeries. One is a young lady who has a disc prolapse. We've tried conservative management for the last 6 months, and it seems not to be working. Now, what we have problem currently is her pain that is going to her leg. She can't even walk. She can't even move. The pain is too much. So what we're going to do, we're just going to nip or just do a small surgery where we remove that part of the disc that is pressing on the nerve. And after that, I have an elderly lady who has what is called as have spine stenosis. As I told you, from the back, there are nerves that are getting out of those holes, quote unquote holes. So sometimes the arthritis that develop along that area, and now this is pressing on that nerve, and she is in so much pain. She can't. I mean, she's just literally screaming. So we are going to, and sometimes I tell people not to fear spine surgery, because it is sometimes the only option. It's not so technical. We're just going to remove the bone that is pressing. You can imagine if something is pressing your hand. So I'm just going to remove part of it so that it does not press on you.
Wow. But you can understand how scary that is. But, I wish them a quick recovery. Yeah. But, Doc, perhaps to demystify, and that's why it helps to have experts like you with us. Is it true that we are born with more bones than we have now? That some bones join and infuse? Young, newborns have more bones.
No.
Okay.
Where do you get these things?
Yeah, I hear things, and it's good to demystify.
Neck of the wood, man.
Yes.
We need to check that.
No,
something. Yes, after you.
Something I need to say before, because this is essential. I see. So if you get an accident and you get a spine injury, which is pretty common, that is a very urgent problem. Please seek attention very early, because when you have a spine injury, we have a very few hours to save that spinal cord. So if you get an injury, or even if you find somebody who has gotten an injury or has fallen down, I've been trying to advocate that we try and train our colleagues, even the border people, even the general public, on how to help somebody who has had a fracture or has fallen down. Because when the spine is injured and you just go and, sometimes there's an injury and people are falling down, then you take them, put them in a pro box and rush them to, you carve them, and then now it makes the situation worse.
Because of the pro box?
No, because of
how you handle
the
it.
carriage. What do you have against pro boxes?
The pro box is okay. Okay, put them when they are on a stretched thing inside the pro box.
Okay.
But don't just carve them and then now you even make them worse. So spine injury is pretty... So we need to help the population know when there is an injury. Don't just go and... Shika huku.
You can re-traumatize the injury.
Even make them worse. So they need to know that if possible, they need to develop a skill where you have like some cloth or fabric that is placed. Then you put that person on top, and then now when they're just lying like that, you take them to the hospital. So I've seen a couple of people who just had a small spine problem, but during the coming to the hospital, it becomes worse. I've talked to patients who are, nilikuwa nasikia mguu yangu, lakini kufika njiani nimesikia hiyo mguu inapotea. So that's one. Secondly, there is if you get a spine problem or especially spinal cord injury, you need to come to the hospital early for that pressure to be relieved. Because the reason why we get that, if the pressure is not relieved in time, you now get a permanent injury.
Okay.
Doc, after surgery, there is nerve spasms that one then gets to feel. And one asks the question, up to how long should one feel them, or is it permanent?
It's not only after surgery, even before surgery. I told you that tingling sensation on the. If you get a good release on the area that is pressed, within, So nerve grows 1 millimeter a day. So depending on where the injury was, it's 1 millimeter a day. So the spasm, and of course there's some retraining or what we call occupational therapy that should be able to relieve that. So depending on if you are able to relieve it completely, then within maybe 6 months to 1 year, you should be okay. But if you're not able to relieve everything completely, then that will be probably for life.
Wow. Perhaps to demystify once again.
You're still on the babies with bones?
No.
Okay.
I'm done with babies now.
All right.
Of late, there's been a craze. Fads keep coming and going on lifestyle and food and all those kind of things. But one that has been highly hyped is that one of collagen. And you hear people saying meals that have high levels of collagen, and I don't know whether it's just a marketing gimmick. So you'd see people going to the butchery or where they source their meat. They want the one that has the bone marrow. Others are taking supplements for
Subuco.
collagen and subuco and all those things. How medicinal, if that's the word, is collagen? How important? Because we spoke of calcium earlier, and some people, again, there is a rapid decline of calcium concentration in our human body. I've seen a number of cases recently, especially who people you'd consider maybe middle-aged, having rapid low levels of calcium, and it's so much rampant that it's clinical. And I can name like 5 cases that I've seen in the recent past. They did not have any other condition, but somehow somebody wakes up one day and they realize they can't walk. Their joints are weak. And upon assessment, evaluation, it's low levels of calcium. So calcium, collagen, is it a fad? And what do you say about it?
The collagen is part of what we call the fabric of almost everything. From your skin, like girls will take it for their skin.
Yeah.
They will take it for the...
I don't know why he's looking at me.
Maybe he's seen you taking collagen.
Leave him alone, I don't know.
So, however, something like collagen, it's not... You see, there's a way I can measure calcium level in the body. Like tell you that, hey, your calcium level is low to this extent.
Right.
But they currently really know huge scientific
Hard facts
to measure the level of collagen in your body. So, scientifically speaking, is it a proven fact that there's a collagen deficiency? I'm really not. I wouldn't really put it from my medical knowledge that I am so sure that there's a collagen deficiency. Do we need collagen supplement? I think if you live in highly processed food life, then it's okay. But if you eat non-processed food, I don't think you need to go to that route. The part I wanted to just say is that I tend to think, and I strongly believe, for men population, if you have calcium deficiency, it's probably your food. It's probably you're not taking the right food and lifestyle. Because if you're not active, if you're not, your body will just lose whatever calcium with time. It's for the ladies that, to me, it's a really bit. It is a. Do we call it a pandemic? It's a problem. It's a problem. It's something of concern that they should actively try to manage. Yes.
Doctor,
Go ahead.
the question that has been asked here, if it's possible for someone who has 4 discs severely prolapsed to undergo a successful surgery, that is nobleman asking.
Yes, so I mean, again, there are levels of as I told you, I will try conservative first,
Yeah.
but sometimes we are completely unable to, and we'll do surgery. So for level of disc prolapse, it's possible. I will suggest you go for minimally invasive surgery.
Okay.
You don't. So we have now the normal back surgery where you go cut and remove and put, and then there's minimally invasive where you just go and nick out the area that is being pressed. So that's a more advanced surgery, but it is possible.
It is possible.
All right. So, I mean, obviously there are things that people are going through. One of the other things we talk about fads and stuff is that when you feel a little bit of a crank and you do the stretch, you feel something cracks here and there. And so people are going in for what they call realignment and the oohs and the ahs when you pop things back into place. Is that a way to handle some of these things, or is it just temporary?
Okay. Cracking of any joint is usually just it's just fluid that is popping out, like it's just pressure thing. It's not like like when you pop your hand like this.
Yeah.
It's just fluid moving.
Is it? And is that a good thing? Is the fluid
okay.
moving? Is
It's
the
okay.
Is, okay?
It's okay.
All right.
And so generally, so I didn't get your question. That spinal realignment.
Yes, people are going in to see the chiropractor to get your back kind of snapped into place and things like that.
So there are things, especially I've seen them in social media, where somebody hits your back and bam! It really looks magical. Like I fear that. I mean, chiropractor, there are some who are regulated, but there are some who are not regulated. I will go slow on anybody trying to crack because sometimes you get into permanent problems. And then I will go for something regulated, like physiotherapy. Is fairly well regulated.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That brings us to the end of our Healthy Friday conversation. There's a lot to go through. We can't do this in just an hour, but we want to thank you for being here with us this morning.
However, please eat omena.
I knew that. I was trying to talk quickly so that he doesn't have an opportunity to bring his omena things here. Dr. Gerald Wasena, orthopedic surgeon, thank you for being here with us this morning. And thank you for everybody who's been here in the month of July for us to continue with the conversations that we have, all important on different scales. Thank you. And a happy end of month. Abi? Something you say like that?
Yes.
Let's see what August has in store.
Happy new month.
Let's see what August has in store. Thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk again Monday morning, God willing.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.